Okay, we're rolling here. This is Happy Lou Martin with Jolly Amy Eckmau.
Hey, Happy Lou.
Hey, Jolly Amy.
And have you shared this to my page?
We haven't shared it to anywhere yet. We're just it's not live. We're going to record this and then we'll post it.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool,
Yeah,
everybody. So
yeah.
we're going to post this at the end of the conversation.
Right? Or we could do it the way that Poppy and I just did our Facebook thing last night. We could do it live, but it gets a little, you know, it's like trying
Quite
to
busy with all
drive
the,
in a snowstorm.
yeah, lots of comments to look at and stuff like
Right. It
that.
gets a little distracting and everyone's saying hello to each other and having a party while we're trying to make some sense of things. So, it's like,
So
oh,
we're going to do it video
we're
style.
gonna, yeah, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, calmly and with great focus. How does that sound?
Okay.
All right. So, Amy, go ahead. Tell us about yourself and what we're going to chat about here tonight.
Well, I'm a Mayan calendar reader. I'm a day keeper, a time code keeper of the dream spell, which is one of the 22 Mayan calendars. And this was prophesized and brought through by Jose Arguelles, who worked on it in the 1970s. And it came to fruition in the 90s. And in the 2000s, it's really hit off. The dream spell is actually a culture on the planet. And it's a calendar. Not only is it a personal development tool, but it's a way of calculating time so that you navigate through the fourth dimension using this.
Right.
And this is what's known as a Zolkin, a 260-day matrix of 20 times 13 squares.
Right.
So each day is a different kin, and 13 kin make up one wave spell. And you have 20 wave spells, which add to 260 days, and 260 is the same number of days in the human gestation period. So
Right.
it's all about spirit, matter, winding onto itself and creating the human holon.
Right.
It's
What's
everything is holographic in reality.
right? The
The
whole
fourth
on is
dimension,
the
mm,
whole.
the
Sorry.
whole,
What's the
the
whole on?
holon is yourself, and it's also the day's holon. So each day has a holon. We're moving through the galaxy, and we have this pattern of numbers, which coincides with the body. And if you follow this, your DNA starts to align with the DNA of the cosmos.
Right.
So every day is different, and every wave spell has its own energy. We've just been through Warrior Wave Spell, which was all about questioning, intelligence. It was supported by abundance. Its challenge was to let go. Its challenge, and now we're in the Moon Wave Spell. And Moon Wave Spell is so today. Let me just point out today.
All right.
Today is this one here.
Okay.
You can see it. One moon.
Okay.
It's a terrible way of doing it,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, we can't really see it, but we'll take your word for it.
You
You
should see
described it
the
for us.
size of my screen.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine, but your description of it is really helpful.
Well, moon, yeah, Muluk is this energy which is obviously the emotional realm, but also about purification. And there's Lou drinking his water, which is perfect. Yes, Lou, you've got to be drinking water as much as you can during the next 13 days. Because not only is it just moon, but we're challenged by storm, and storm is a catalyst, is a self-catalyst. So you're being challenged to find new sources of energy from within you.
Okay.
Like
Right.
we said we were feeling a little bit tired. Can we do this a bit earlier? That's a
Yeah.
sign that we're being challenged by storm. And storm is this vortex energy, which you have to find the calmness of the center. I'm
Right.
drinking tea.
Right. So we're in the last wave spell of 2017.
No.
All right.
Oh, yes, we are.
There you
Oh, hang on
go.
a second.
Yeah. Well, we've
Let me
got
see, how many days is
today's
it?
the 18th. We've got 12, 13 days.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Oh my God, look at that. That can't be true. It must be true. Hang on a second.
All right, dear.
I'm just going to check something.
Don't panic. It's all right either way.
I'm looking at my little pocket
Yeah.
calculator.
Yes.
Okay, so the 1st of December, no, the 1st of January, sorry,
Yes.
is Cosmic Dragon of the Moon Wave Spell, which means that the 1st of January is a day of celebration.
Perfect.
And then the 2nd of January, we move into wind wave spell. So it's not quite coinciding with the first magnetic being on the new wave spell, but dragon, the end of this wave spell is going to be January the 1st, and the first day of the new year being the 2nd of January. That's kind of like the first day, because the first day
Yeah,
is
it's
the
pretty
new year.
close, off by a day.
Yeah, is a galactic portal, and it's a new wave spell. So we're going straight into a new wave spell then,
Right.
and it'll be. Oh no, hang on. 1st of January, blue lunar night. 1st of January is blue lunar night. Okay, so no, the last day of the year is the first day of the new wave spell.
Okay, still off by only a day. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
So the last day of the year is a galactic portal.
Okay. New
Where's
Year's
Zima
Eve.
gone?
New Year's
There
Eve.
you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool coinciding stuff. And
Yes.
so we've got this massive purification happening at the end of the year for the
Right.
now
Right. Yeah.
last 13 days. It's also about remembering. And they say remembering means having direct access to expanded consciousness. It means through your intrinsic perception of unity, you remember the larger pattern and your connection to it.
Right.
We're also being presented with signals and signs from Great Spirit. Moon is about it's a beacon of light. You are the beacon of light, and your light is illuminating signs on your holographic path. So things will jump out at you, and it's up to you to use your sense of perception to figure out what the message is. And it's very enhanced. Now we get this on a regular basis. People on the path understand that spirit presents them with signs and symbols, but you'll find that moon wave spell is generally about this on a daily basis. This is going to be for 13 days, a very prevalent energy.
Sure. No, it makes perfect sense, of course, with the solstice and the darker days and longer nights and all of that.
And your card that you pulled earlier was divine guidance, wasn't it?
Well, I did 7, and it
Oh, did
started.
you?
It started with, yes, I did one for each day for the week, and it started with which is something I've been meaning to do for a while, and it started with the guardian angel for today. So that's the wounded inner child that needs to allow spirit to guide them, to let go of the struggle, to know that there's help there, and we can receive that. The second one tomorrow is divine guidance. Wednesday was surrender and release. Thursday is the virgin. It's emerging. It's the innocence. It's the beauty. Friday was abundance. Saturday was nature, and Sunday is new beginnings.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then let me just jump in real quickly. I want to hear more about the Mayan parts of it. But astrologically, there's a full moon on the 1st of January. And you and I
That'll be a galactic portal.
right? And so, we're really, we're really pressing the accelerator, even though Mercury is retrograde and all this purification and unconscious healing and remembering and reconnecting, is happening. So the purification is the obviously the death cycle, and then in preparation for the rebirth cycle.
Ah. And we've got Mercury retrograde ending on the 21st, is that right?
Of January. It's a long one, I think, isn't it?
Of January, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite long. I think it goes into the next year. Yeah.
Okay. So I was trying to, what I mentioned about your cards was because I thought divine guidance was the card, but it was a guardian angel, wasn't
Well,
it?
that's tomorrow. Yeah.
Because Muluk is all about divine guidance. It's about yourself being this channel of light that
Sure.
you get a connection,
Sure.
and it's like being embraced by the divine and being held, and it's the emotional realm. So all the emotions are going to come to the surface,
Right.
and it's about cosmic communication as well. So there's a lot of communication happening.
Right. Yeah.
It's the cosmic seed of awakened awareness. That's what the moon is, and this might seem like a very generic term, but it's something that you have to consume like a fruit and let it blossom within you.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. That's fine. That's perfect. Nature mirrors consciousness. That's the truth of it.
There's a shadow wisdom that comes with Muluk, and that's floating in the river of forgetfulness.
Yeah, denial, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay,
self-negative self-talk,
right,
self-depreciation, lacking in awareness of signs offered by cosmic communication, or hiding the fullness of your light.
right. Yeah. Well, it makes perfect sense again because this time is always about uh, the child, the Christ child, the rebirth of innocence, giving and receiving love, giving and receiving gifts, giving and receiving time, attention, food, energy, community, family, friends, all of that. It's a real, it's the biggest heart opening time of the year, basically.
It is, yeah. They say the shadow transformation for Muluk is to take off the veil of forgetfulness and to receive the cosmic communications that are being offered to you and to be a beacon of light, which in the darkness, everybody needs to be a beacon of light. We all notice the light that shines from one another so much more in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer, because of all the light,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's everywhere. But in the winter, those pockets of light really shine, don't they, when people shine out?
Yeah, yeah, and we really need to find that, as you're saying, Amy. Find that light inside of us, like you were saying. I had said inner child, and that inspired you to get some paints and get ready to
Yeah.
make new pieces today, which is great. And it was fun. I mean, my creativity gets expressed when I do readings with people, including doing that card reading this afternoon for the week. So yeah, it's anything that gets the right brain, interested, is a good thing.
Yep. Something else you can do on the moon wave spell, which they recommend as a practice, is something that I've been working on for many years, since about 2005, so for 12 years. It's getting to know your essence self. And once you get once you get to know it, then you have to develop a relationship with it. And it's like activating your cellular memory. um, it's like finding this self which is beyond anything of a vessel, a soul. It's this essence which is you.
Yeah,
And you fully recognize it, and you know that you start to be able to see other people as essence selves, which is so beautiful.
yeah,
um
yeah,
to so tune into that and finding your own essence and feeling that. It's a good word to
yeah.
describe the soul.
Yes, that's what I
um
was gonna say. That's to me, that's the soul. You know.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
does. But it's like calling it an essence is like this experience that you have of feeling, of smell, of color, of shape, of tone, of
Yes,
form. And
yes,
it's so beautiful, so poetic and artistic.
yes,
Um, because soul has got so many words wrapped around it. Some people kind of get lost in the spiritual implications of soul. If you call it essence, then it becomes this like vapor of self.
whatever works, whatever
Yeah,
works.
it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, as a writer and a speaker, I'm rather stubborn about insisting that I get to use the words that work, to describe what it is that I mean. But you're doing the same, and that's beautiful. Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Yeah, so remembering is really important in this wave spell, and getting to know that essence, that soul self,
Right,
really
right.
really sensing all the textures and the feelings and the colors and the smells, everything that goes along with that, and it's an awakening process. And the number for Muluk, for moon, is 9, which represents greater cycles, and also represents is the number for Quetzalcoatl, for Christ, for Buddha. It's a symbol for great teachers who've come to Earth to teach higher consciousness, these people that embody the states of being, that of awakened states.
Yes,
Um,
completion.
yeah,
Yeah,
and these teachers serve as a connection to the divine,
right,
and they hold a promise to fulfill self-mastery.
right. Yeah, yeah. Well, I
So,
feel sorry.
So that number 9 is the number for this wave spell. So you'll
Yes.
feel very strongly this. It feels like, because it is number 9, it's completing the year. It's completing the cycle of 2017, and plus today being new moon and is also magnetic moon, is a very interesting synchronicity. And
Right.
when these synchronicities and coincidences happen and kind of fall into place, it's just another sign from the universe that everything is going according to plan. So everything's really falling into place. Definitely these huge chunks of timekeeping from different systems are coming down and saying, yes, we agree. So everything is happening for this huge shift, for this consciousness reassessment, reconnection, reawakening, realigning with all the work that everybody's doing on the planet and on time itself is has been orchestrated for this to happen. So
Right.
it's a big, big yes.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's brilliant, hun. I mean, this is again why I'm so grateful to chat with you about these very beautiful, subtle, complicated, issues from the wave spell, from Arguelles and yourself. Because I
I
agree with.
just picked a card and it was moon. I can't believe it. Look at that.
Yeah,
Moon was just sticking out.
yeah, yeah. So the nature of our perception of time is going to really accelerate in its change. You know, some people.
Time, yeah, the way we relate to time is so important because most people are trapped in believing that time is something that they have to serve, whereas actually it's a dimension that you can navigate.
Yes, it's
And
another mirror of
yeah,
consciousness, isn't it?
there's this huge system which has been put in place using this Monday to Friday, January to December timescale. And there's much more beautiful systems out there which have got dragon, wind, night, seed, serpent, etc. with the tones, which to me is a far more um, intelligent process to use DNA and the cosmos together.
Sure.
Um,
Well, it's
but it's
soulful, it's spiritual in its nature.
yeah, it is.
You know, it's not
It's
agnostic or however we want to say the consensus reality kind of.
overbearing, warmongering.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, disempowering, as you say, like everyone's struggling around time and wanting to master time and feed people, you
Yeah,
know.
that's why they called it a week, is to make the people feel weak.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Did
one.
you know the word the Gregorian calendar comes from the word egregore, and egregore is a Greek word which means it's the energy that is whipped up into after a hype is built. So you do something, you practice something over and over again, and you get this energy around it, which is an egregore. So they call Gregorian calendar. It's like this false faith that people get from something by telling them something over and over again.
I thought there
So
was a Pope
it's
Gregory.
about brainwashing, really. Egregore is about brainwashing,
Sure, sure,
and
sure.
that's what they called it, the Gregorian calendar, because they've brainwashed people into believing that that's real time. But it's so limited because people don't understand the qualities that time can give you, and that time is something that you can use for yourself, in harmony with what's around you, in harmony with what's actually the cycles that are actually going. And we're seeing now that there is an interlocking of harmony between the Zolkin and the Gregorian calendar, with this pointing out to us that the Gregorian calendar was kind of, perhaps it was a predicted part of consciousness's experience, where consciousness on the planet had to go through this very, very limited self-belief, where there was regimented states of being for all people, um, and actually these little tiny pockets of pure consciousness coming up every now and again, where people are trying to display the true nature of time, the true nature of reality, so that you have to be in coherence with the universe and not living this linear lifestyle, just
Yeah,
ignoring your natural environment.
sure.
Um, and it's just a shame that there isn't enough people out there to educate the masses and teach people about this natural
Well,
harmonic way of time.
this is the way it works, sweetie. You're doing your job, and I'm doing mine, and it's creeping into people's consciousness, so that people are taking their power back around everything that in their life is meaningful and serves their purpose, rather than feel this imprinting and programming that you're talking about from outside.
Yeah, that's right. I think we've had the dumbing down. Now it's time for the waking up. And I am going to be offering individual sessions to educate people about how to use the fourth dimension to their own advantage, how to decode themselves in this
Right,
ancient system.
right.
Um, it's a gift that I've been given, so I'm going to share it with other people, and I don't mind going by donation basis. I'm not asking for lots of money. I just would like to get the information out there. But if you want to give me lots of money, that's another question, and I don't mind. But there's lots and lots of things that you can learn by following the day's energies and the wave spells energies. So we've had
Yeah.
the warrior wave spell. Last wave spell was yellow,
Okay.
and this wave spell is red. So
Yeah.
we're now in an initiating phase, and this is for 13 days. It's going to be initiating energy.
Right.
So if you're thinking about long-term projects and long-term energetic things in your life, to set things in motion that you want to work on in a few months' time, because each wave spell works as a kind of systematic way of using time, setting up projects and manifesting a project. And so you do the first 4 days as your release of your intention, and then you start to manifest the intention on the 10th day. You work on it between days 5 and 10,
Right.
and like we were in a yellow wave spell last time, next wave spell will be white, which will be refining. So there's all the different energies. There's different levels of energy that work from the within, from your own individual holon, your destiny oracle, to the greater energy of the day. The day changes every day, and it's very simple. Once you get used to it, it does look complicated, but it's just a chart. You just need to learn how to follow day by day by day by day, and
Yeah.
you can gain so much from it, because you can have huge synchronicities. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. Well, once you start, I hear you. I mean, this is why I'm so delighted to continue to learn about it from you. And I
You're
keep posting
welcome.
it and using it as an affirmation on my morning prayers every morning, because even if I don't consciously understand it, I can feel that there is a very, specific energy hold on to each day. And I trust that intuitively.
Yeah, when you get to know the energies, you get to learn them in their order. So you go red, white, yellow, blue, red, white, yellow, blue. You know which one's coming next, and you can feel the difference between dragon days and wind days.
Right.
A
And when
dragon is
people,
very nurturing and deep,
right,
and a
when
wind
people,
is, go
sorry,
on.
sorry. So if people get a session with you, you will get their birth time, and that will allow you to know their Mayan glyph. Is that the right term for?
Just the date, not the time. It's just the date that they're born on.
Right, right.
Everybody's born on a day, month, and year, and
Yes,
that's all I
yes,
need.
right. Okay,
Um, and then they get their challenge, they get their hidden power, they get their friend energy and their guide. And then I'll look at the year they were born in and the wave spell they were born in.
right,
And I'll work out their dynamics between people in their lives. We can decode other people. We can talk about their challenges. We can talk about meditations and mudras and things like that will help them. Talking about shadow wisdom, what their purpose is in life,
right,
and everybody's got there was 260 different types of people
right.
that they were born on these days.
Yeah,
So there's lots and lots of variations, and it's just fascinating because over the years, since I've been following it since 2003, I've got to know these energies, and I can see people's faces. In people's faces, I can see people who've got moon energy and people who've got eagle energy, and like everyone's got a different face. It's fantastic.
right, right. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, as you said, we're cosmic beings, and this lifetime is certainly, about awakening our untapped and unlimited potential, through our presence, our essence, our soul, our spirit, however we want to describe it. And the Mayan wave spell gives us direction and context and clarity, and then invites us to to take our power back from time itself, which is so important, like we're saying in the world right now, and for people to have a sense of their own personal rhythms in relationship to the energy of each day. I think that's just so exciting.
It really is. It's so multidimensional. It's holographic. It's because it's never ending as well. It's so beautiful.
Yes, yes. And since we're living in a time of multidimensionality, of consciousness, shifting from duality to oneness, and then, as you said, I want to come back to this for a second. The more intimate we become with the truth within ourselves, the more synchronicity we create in our experience, because that is the demonstrated sign. That's the manifested sign that we're in harmony with our inner guidance.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, then.
There's just the possibilities of going to follow yourself on a micro macrocosmic level, and your interpersonal relationships, not only with people but with places, with lands, and the elements and the energies themselves are actually energies that you can work with in meditation. So you can ask them as a guide, you can ask them for help. As the friend energy, you can actually rely on them for support. You can feel the hidden power working through you.
Wow.
You can meet your challenge and get rewarded. And I like my challenge, for example, in my life is spirit, communication, and breath. And I've gone into radio to meet my challenge and to get somewhere with the communication, with the breath. And I work closely with spirit as well. So I'm really meeting my challenge in this lifetime on many levels.
Yeah.
And I see some people, and I know that they've not even thought about any challenge in their life. And you can see this huge gap where they've got loads of potential for growth. And it's really exciting, because I know that you tell them their purpose in life, and they're like, oh my God, that's so me. So
yeah,
it's really exciting.
it is. It's wonderful. I mean, it's empowering to again have that. It makes spirit intimate. You see, it opens the door of intimacy to our spirit and to our guides, as you said, and it makes it much more accessible. And that's where everyone struggles with. The concept of spirit, of time and eternity, and things like this are so abstract for all of us as human beings, that this and your work with this with the wave spell creates a bridge for people to be able to connect these different elements together in a meaningful way.
Yeah, and it's good to. I feel like I really want to get it out there, because there's so many people that have been following it already, but there's only so many links you can click in one day.
Right. Well said. Yes. So carpal tunnel. Yes.
The more people that are getting this out there, the better, because if we can get away from Monday to Friday, January to December, we can get away from this calendar, then we're not supporting those people that have put in place war, because they've orchestrated this calendar through war, through breaking down tribal values and tribal situations, just to put a calendar in place to contain this. It's all about commerce, because the 365-day calendar was created by the Mayans for taxable goods. And we are following a 365-day calendar as taxable goods. We're treating ourselves like cattle. They
Right.
applied it to crops and corn and cows and things like that. And instead, we're supposed to be following a 260-day calendar, which is the natural cycles of the human body and the cosmos and the DNA. And by following something which is completely out of harmony with anything around you and with your body, then you've given your whole consciousness to somebody else,
Right.
somebody who's got an agenda about taxes and goods like that. So this is why this is so important.
Yeah.
Because this is actually about the moon, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of your body, the cycles of the
Right.
molecules in your DNA turning to face the molecules of the DNA of the cosmos, and
Right.
it's it's just so potent. And
It's sacred, honey.
yeah, it is sacred. And the Mayans were not stupid. They were extremely intelligent beings, and they understood life to a very refined level.
Yeah.
They understood DNA, they understood molecules and the cosmos. And here we are as people all wandering around, people still going on about if the aura really exists, you know, that kind of mentality that existing in 2017, which is a really sad state of affairs, but that's mainly to do with consciousness. And they've trapped people by putting them in a frequency which just isn't harmonic. But once you get into this, your frequency becomes so released that you download and flow through consciousness in ways which, well, as you know me, I mean, I've blown a few circuits doing it, so
Well,
but then
good for
that's
you.
just I've had
Good for
quite a
you,
few
dear.
experiences,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, no, it's brilliant, hon. I love it. What can we say here? Yeah, no, the Mayans were geniuses, and they were divinely guided, and they created 22 calendars from what you've said and what I
they
remember.
were from the Pleiades.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they were part of the structure of Atlantis, according to Drunvalo Melchizedek. You know,
Yes, that's why I like holding this information, is because my Pleiadian guides brought this to me. I know that it's a part of my history as well.
right, right. So you see, it's like learning how to drive or getting a passport or whatever gives us more power, freedom, independence. Being appreciated by others for our work, etc. Having a meaningful relationship, having the wave spell. As you said, gives us a map and a compass and resources and guides and a story and a context. And as you said, for men and women, it's aligned to the moon, to the menstrual cycle, to the waves, to the tides, to the DNA, to our emotions.
Yeah, and the energies are working about evolution as well. That's the bonus of it, is that as people have studied this, especially recently as well, they've realized that the different energies are talking about evolution on a level which is it's for the soul to evolve and for the body to keep up with what's going on the inside. And now, because we have awakened so much that now we realize that we are souls in a cosmic realm,
right,
and there's this reality that it's a dimension that we're living in, and that there's other dimensions accessible to us, but our body needs to keep up with the demands of holding this energy and being able to illuminate it as much as possible, and to embody the light that we've got within and without. So it's keeping our DNA circuits electrified enough and polarized enough so that we can upgrade the soul energy into the physical matter so that we can get to the next level and in
right,
harmony with our environment as well.
right,
And I'm sure
right,
it's all perfect right now. It's like moon wave spell, especially challenged by storm, which is what we're in now. Today being number one moon. It's very, very important that we're drinking a lot of water, because it's about electric circuits, and getting a charge through our circuits so that we can get this energy moving and get to the next level.
right, right,
Evolution
right.
is so important, and having the molecules on your DNA spiral spinning, and that's what these black days are. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, so we're going into a galactic portal now. There's 2 days of galactic portals. That's here.
Okay,
2 days of galactic portals.
right.
um so we've got tomorrow and
Wednesday,
Wednesday are gap days.
right,
That's a lunar dog and an electric monkey. So they're really powerful. In the moon wave spell, a lunar dog is going to be stabilizing and challenging and polarizing all of your love and loyalty, and that's what tomorrow is going to be about. And the challenge tomorrow is going to be enlightenment. The challenge is universal fire, Christ consciousness. So tomorrow you might find your pockets of where you look for normally when you look for to see how enlightened you're going and how you're going on your path. That's going to be a big challenge for tomorrow. And then electric monkey, which will be bonding and service and activation with the trickster energy, which is great. And just to remember, you can set your intention up to Thursday. So Thursday is the day to release your intention, which is a self-existing human. So you've got a few days to release an intention for this wave
Right.
spot, and it's probably for me to have as much joy and merriment as possible, and to let the fun flow.
Good. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm going to be drinking lots and lots of spring water, and it's all about purification. So to the Mayan, the moon also represents raindrop or rainwater.
okay.
Um, so if it's all about purification, cleansing, and allowing the emotions to feel clear. So all the emotion stuff is going to come up. Just drink water, cleanse your circuits, and let everything process naturally. Get some sleep. Hidden power, I believe, is human. So I'm a human, so I'm like a hidden power of this wave spell. So anybody that's a storm is going to feel challenging. Anybody that's a moon is going to feel really super strong and grounded. And the friend energy is, hang on a second, friend energy of moon is dog. So dog people are going to be supportive energies. So that's how it works. Everybody's like this little, when you get pockets of people together, all of their different destiny oracles make this little hologram, and that creates an energy in itself. So it's the way the third dimensional holon exists, with the spiritual realm being eternal, and the cosmic third dimensional molecular realm having this holographic imprint, which is creating our reality. And it's part of the planetary existence of all planets. But we're in this realm having to navigate the fourth dimension, and we want to have a free reign of our potential places to go, people to visit, souls to meet. We want to do the best we can do in this dimension while we're here. And that's the fourth dimensional navigational process, is for your soul's journey. So you want to have a good soul journey, and getting away from January to December is probably the best way to make your soul's journey better. And this tool is going to open up the doorways for your soul to navigate. And it's using the Zolkin, so actually looking at where you are. It's like a kind of human map of your DNA's place in the cosmos, and following the days down one by one, and getting to know the energies as well.
Right. Right. So, honey, when you talk, that's great. When you talk about the DNA, Amy, can you say what you mean by that? Because a lot of people just think of the physical template.
Well, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, which is glucose, hydrogen, and oxygen. And it's on a helix spiral. There's a couple of other molecules that are in there as well, but most people we're made up of glucose and sugar, which is sugar, and hydrogen and oxygen, and a couple of other ones, and I can't remember what they are, but they're molecules
Right,
anyway.
but that's very good. But aside from the chemistry, that's very impressive. But in terms of the spiritual, like spiritual evolution and how the DNA, what do you feel the importance of having a conscious awareness of your soul's connection to your DNA, how that helps you to evolve your consciousness?
Okay, well, from a Pleiadian perspective, I can
Yeah.
just say this, that we were originally 12-stranded DNA beings. And because of the wars that were happened and took place about planet Earth, when planet Earth was created as an intergalactic portal, actually we were spliced, and we were turned into 2-stranded DNA beings so that we could be controlled and manipulated, which is what's happened. But now evolution is happening. Everybody is trying to hook up to their 12 strands again. And this is this is why there's so much confusion on the planet, is because there's so much light happening with all these strands of DNA actually unwinding, and people trying to evolve and have their full spectrum back again as cosmic beings, as earthlings, because we were created as beings in the cosmos, not in just the Earth realm. We were actually created to be a part of the intergalactic culture. That's why I love the Zolkin so much, is because it's galactic. And the 2-stranded DNA human is no longer going to be able to survive, because we are now unwinding, and it's not a process that's smooth, because as DNA unwinds, we have pockets of gaps. We have huge gaps where, like in the Zolkin, we have gap days where the DNA takes a break and it doesn't join up, and it has it thinks about things. It can't just evolve straight in one big go. It has to stop, have a go, think about itself, then know where to go next time.
Right.
And it's funny, I'm so visionary. I can totally see myself as a being made of DNA, and I know I've had my DNA manipulated by beings in nighttime experiences, so I've been there and experienced those kind of operations, and had strange stuff taken out of me. But the truth is that as spiritual beings, because our DNA is so intense, really it is 12 strands, we can handle loads and loads of light. We can handle a huge amount of spiritual evolution. It's just keeping our bodies up to scratch with everything that we need to be able to embody that light, because we're understanding ourselves as heavenly beings now.
Right.
And most people are seeing that gap, that space between earth and heaven coming closer and closer and closer. And it's a yearning. It's like we're saying, well, who put us here? What's the point of life? And I saw somebody post that today. Why are humans? Why do we exist? But we exist as galactic culture, and we were created in love. And there have been wars, unfortunately, because our lifetimes are so short. We live a tiny, tiny existence on this planet. 80 years is nothing in the period of creation. And some beings remember the original purpose of Earth, and they remember the wars that have gone on and the manipulation of the DNA. And these messages have come through different channels and been recognized throughout the Pleiadian communities as, this is what's happening and this is what's happened. And that's why there's so much confusion, is because there's so much light happening. There's so much love here for humanity. And basically, we need to be seen to be doing the right thing. We need to move to the next level, and I'm all part of the purpose of this as well. And I'm really glad to be able to share this message, because it totally resonates, and my guides are here telling me now, yeah, this is the truth. That we've got a great body, we've got minds that can think and do incredible things. We've got 5 fingers, we can operate computers. We've evolved to be able to manage thousands of pieces of information a day. And these are all enormous things that we've achieved. And this was the point of life, was to get to this point. And now we need to move to the next point. So we're hoping to do this as seamlessly as possible. It's just that DNA doesn't unwind very seamlessly. It stops and spurts, and it has these little gaps. And David Wilcock has been seen talking about this as well. This is where I learned about these things. He talks about these the proportions of DNA and the time spans of it unwinding. But we are full of potential, because we've got this 12 strands within us that have been cut, and they're coming back to the surface. So it's a very exciting time, and it's very strong and potent for sensitive people that are feeling this. And because not everybody's thinking of themselves all the time as beings with DNA, we're thinking of ourselves as spirits and bodies and like limited kind of organs and blood and stuff like that. But the truth is that we've got a massive amount of untapped potential within us, and it's just bubbling up and slowing down and bubbling up and slowing down. And these tools like this really opens you up, and this really gets you connected, and it aligns you so much that you become in harmony. So it's not such a difficult process. Right. I've really been through this process, and I know that's why this tool came into my life.
Yeah.
I've been set on a path to meet certain people so that I would get these tools for myself. And I'm so grateful, because it just means so much to me to be able to work with ancient codings of the human body and the cosmos, because of creation itself. I'm a creationist. I totally believe in creation and understand that in space there are places where people are actually making humans and or making beings and playing with DNA and playing with structures of plants and playing with animal life, and they're living in the same timeline as us. And it's not that we're separate from them, it's just that the consciousness is separate, because people are living in an idea that they're in a limited world, whereas actually we're in space, we're in the cosmos. And to get away from this idea that we're controlled, it's not an idea. To people are being controlled, and that's the problem. They're so controlled that they live their life by this calendar, and they think that's it, and then they die and they don't really learn anything. But actually they're living in the cosmos, and they could be in tune with the cosmos and getting to know their galactic brothers on a heart level. We can tune into our space beings, our space family.
Yeah.
People
Great.
who've got space family, because I believe there's a lot of earth souls here as well.
Well, yeah, no, I'm sure there's much more to the story than we've been led to believe. There's no doubt for anyone who's taken any time at all to research that, to find that. So
The
thank
story
you.
goes on and on, doesn't
It
it?
does. It does, and it's just getting really exciting, as you said, Amy, because we're having these experiences of connection to spirit, beings of light, ETs, angels, Christ consciousness, enlightenment. And there are many,
Yeah.
many, many conscious people on the planet who are going through their own awakening. So yeah, it's really a great time to connect with other conscious people and to inspire and empower each other to make whatever changes are needed.
Yeah. It
Fantastic.
is. It's so beautiful. I've got a sister who's just going through her spiritual awakening for the first time. Seeing her come through this consciousness, she went to a clairvoyant evening and experienced family coming through, and it was a really touching thing for her to have this happen. She didn't even consider this stuff was real before, and she was saying to me, "I don't know what to think about it," and I had to say to her, "You're thinking. That's the problem. You need to be feeling. You need to feel how it makes you feel, and
Right.
think with your feelings," because she was trying to quantify it and
Sure.
analyze it and put it
Sure.
in pockets and label
Sure.
it and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So it's really funny seeing this because I had a very blasting awakening when I was
Right.
19
Yeah.
with Palladians, and then seeing my sister who's been completely straight and as a teacher,
Right.
and now she's
Right.
like realizing there's a spiritual realm. I was like, wow, it's really an honor to see.
Yeah.
Um, and
Good.
it's really cool to share this, and I want to be sharing on more of a level with people who any people, all people.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. So you're going to do one-to-one sessions. You're doing one-to-one sessions and online and in-person classes as well. Is that right? Right.
Yeah, I give talks as well, so I'm hoping to sort out a talk in summertime in Glastonbury maybe next year. So
Good. Great.
yeah, or I'll go places. I'll definitely go places and talk. I love to
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah. Great. All
I
right.
can't leave the country yet though.
Well, we'll get you there. Yeah. All right, sweetheart. Well, I think that's really good for just right now. Thank you for all your blessings and your gifts. It's wonderful to connect with
And you're
you again.
welcome. Can I give you the affirmation of the Wavespell?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is the affirmation for the next 13 days.
Okay.
As a galactic beacon and receiver, I have direct access to the divine.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So get galactic, Lou.
I promise. I'm doing all I can, and this is a great help, and you're a wonderful inspiration.
And so are you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. We'll leave it there for the moment. That was brilliant.
Okay.
All right.
Bless you.
You're very welcome. I'll send you the link. Well done. Much love.
Okay, cool.
All right, sweetie.
Cheerio.